Minutes on glitches, but let me quickly introduce you to the topic. Today's topic for our webinar is gonna be impact of AI on various business verticals. So before I really jump into, I just thought I'll lay down the agenda for today's discussion. So a quick glimpse about what is AI ML. Uh, different business verticals, different business areas in those verticals, current AI statistics, some high-level examples I would like to share about AI in BFSI, retail, media and entertainment, life sciences, and then some future on AI and ML in business, what we are seeing, what we are hearing, because we are talking to a lot of business, I would say stakeholders. So a lot of those aspects I would like to cover upon. So a very simple, I would say, definition in terms of AI ML. So you might already have heard a lot of things. There are a lot of definitions in the market right now. I would say it's an extension of journey in a simple way. So data starts from your OLTP applications, which are the transactional systems. So basically, just imagine someone sitting in a retail store or in a bank, entering some data, or we using a mobile phone, we are entering some data into the system. That system of records then gets into, I would say, a OLAP system, which is a analytical system, wherein all this data from different multiple systems within an enterprise or organization comes in. Then you basically build certain analysis, certain reports on top of it, which is your standard business intelligence reporting on top of it. But then with the, I would say over the last 10 years, with the introduction of huge data ecosystem, with digital data coming into picture in each and every industry, big data, cloud, all these different technologies came into picture. And then there was a need for each and every organization to really analyze this huge amount of data and really take certain decisions on top of it, which are more predictive in nature, prescriptive in nature, and definitely forward-looking based on the trends and all. So that's where machine learning came into picture, which is basically learning your data patterns. So basically, it's a transformative branch of artificial intelligence, focusing on developing systems which is capable to learn data and then evolve that data, translate into a knowledge, and then report that based on what patterns, insights we really see. Again, unlike a traditional programming wherein basically the business users sit in front of their screens, they look at all the reports and they then decipher any kind of a intelligence out of it or reports out of it, insights out of it, and then share it with their management, different teams, etc. What ML allows is basically it auto learns, evolves through the experience, what it is seeing in terms of patterns analysis. So that's where I would say at a high level, ML ecosystem works, and artificial intelligence on top of it, which is kind of a system which is kind of using a human brain and doing all the activities in the backend and giving you the direct results. So that's where some facts of AI. I know we are all hearing a lot of buzzwords, a lot of trends, but then there are certain facts which we also are not really aware of. So 77% of the devices which we use today have some or the other AI. So our phones, our laptops, our televisions, everywhere there is a lot of this artificial intelligence which is baked in to really help and assess activities at a faster pace or help us in terms of any decision making through manual decision making or through automated decision making. 9 out of 10 organizations support AI for competitive advantage. So we all know that it's a very competitive market out there. Every other organization is really fighting how they can increase their profits, increase their market share, increase their revenue. So almost every organization whom we are talking to in our space is talking about how can I use AI for productive improvements, for bringing something which is very innovative, with something people or the business has not, or consumers have not really heard of or seen. So that's where almost every other organization, and the organization which is not really talking about it, trust me, will be out of the business in the next few years. So that's where the focus on AI, the use of AI is going to be one of the most paramount important aspect for all of us in next 2 to 3 years and this decade, I would say. Some stats again by 2025, again, a lot of buzzword that people are going to lose their jobs. AI is going to take over jobs across industry, different verticals, etc. So again, there are some stats that it may eliminate 85 million jobs, but at the same point in time, while we are talking about this aspect, it is going to create almost 97 million new ones as well. So there will be a transition and a shift in terms of which particular skills will be required. So again, we have seen translations, transformations over all these years, but I think the pace at which the technologies are changing, the aspects are changing is going to be multi-fold in the coming time. So I would say buckle up, gear up. AI is, while 10 years back, data was new oil. Today also data continues to be a new oil, but AI is going to be the, I would say, engine on top of that oil, which is going to drive businesses all across the world. 62% of the organizations intend to adopt AI. So definitely everyone is talking about it. Everyone jumped onto it, but then they realized that, okay, we need to identify which particular use cases would be really useful for driving the AI for their, I would say, business benefits, etc. AI market size is expected to grow at least by 120% year over year. So again, you'll find different percentages, but trust me, what we are seeing, I'm pretty confident that almost 100% plus year over year growth is going to be there in the industry in terms of the spend on the AI technologies and tools. I would say in 2024, the global AI market is projected to grow by 33% year over year. Again, since it's picking up right now, a lot of people have started to invest into AI. This trend is just going to go bizarre in due course of time. I just listed a simple picture, which is basically about what are the topmost things which people are talking about right now. Again, everyone is coming up with the chatbots. So if you go on to any website, you will have a pop-up which will come in, and it is a AI driven chatbot. It's an automated one. No one is really manning that particular chatbot in the behind. So you'll get some options. Based on that options, you go, and so it's more of a conversational BI, conversational AI. So there is someone, as in some system sitting behind, who is predicting what would be your next question, or giving you some standard, I would say, options. And then based on your selections, it gives you all the answers. So that's where reducing more of a manual work and moving towards automated work is something. Second most important aspect is predicting behavior. Let's assume if we all would have known that COVID is going to impact such a big, I would say, demography at that point in time in 2020. If we would have known, or if we could have predicted, I'm pretty sure we would have been in a position to save a lot of lives. So that's where prediction, behaviors, analysis is something which is kind of growing across the board at this point in time. How I can predict the next big thing, either from a positive aspect or from even a negative aspect. Of course, the focus is more on the negative one because the losses are humongous. But definitely, if I can predict certain things, which is going to help me in a positive direction in terms of increasing my revenue, everyone is right now focusing onto it. So that was all about at a high level about AI. I'll come into the specifics of domains now, because this is today we are going to talk about specifics of what we hear, what we see. I've worked on multiple domains in my experience. So I just thought to introduce, because while you hear, while you know, but at a high level, these are categorization of domains, what we typically categorize in the industry. You have energy and utilities, you have power, everything goes under that. You have public sector, which is more of your government institutions, your colleges, etc. You have consumer products and retail. So anything in terms of white appliances, anything we see in terms of retail, stores, shops, that all comes under the consumer products and retail. Telecom, media, and entertainment, all your mobile, all your, I would say, OTT platforms, all your television channels, etc., come under media and entertainment as a block. Healthcare and life science does not need any introduction. Anything in terms of our pharmacies, our hospitals, patient management, all these different, I would say, medicine manufacturing or drug manufacturing organizations, they all come under healthcare and life sciences. Manufacturing, anything what we manufacture. And then the biggest sector is BFSI, so which is banking, financial services, and insurances. These are at a high level, I would say, all the business domains. Again, there can be some smaller, they can get merged into, there are new verticals or domains in terms of services, etc., coming up. But at a high level, this is how the categorization of business verticals is. While definitely I'm not going to focus on the functional areas today, but I just thought that there are certain functional areas within each and every domain which are common in nature. You have human resources. So definitely an AI is applied to each and every segment across this, I would say, cross-functional business functional areas as well as business domains. So you have human resources, you have marketing, you have accounting, you have sales, financing, operations. Again, based on the verticals, you will find in a retail, you will have store operations, you will have supply chain. In banking, you will find certain other different categories. So based on a domain, you will have different departments, and those departments also need a lot of AI into it. I just thought to have some stats because definitely, unless until we don't have numbers, we don't really understand what it necessarily means. And that's where I just thought to picture some stats of AI spend, which we hear, which we see, which we read in the market. Overall, in last year, 2023, the AI spend was approximately $154 billion across the globe. Again, these are some approximate numbers. You will find some numbers, maybe 150, 180, 200. It has multiple factors associated to it. But just think of it, $154 billion. There are, it's a huge spend which has started. And again, it's in the early stages. And that's where if you see in 2030, the prediction is going to be more than a 1,100 or 200 kind of $1,000. So $1 billion. So that's where this industry is growing at a very, very fast pace. We see it really surpassing a lot of other sectors within the IT areas, and AI is going to be a dominant force across. And as we all know, while there are certain different aspects to it, I just plotted artificial intelligence market map. So based on the trends, US market continues to be the largest market or the consumer in terms of AI. Definitely it is being picked up by APAC, Australia. I would say India is also very much ahead at this point in time, while the European region is still picking up, catching up. So it's a different trend. Typically, we have seen European market post, I would say, the US market, but now AI is being picked because definitely the scale or a scope within the APAC region is huge because of the resources, because of the ideas, because of the demand, etc. So I think while AI spend across industries will grow multifold, but definitely there are certain sectors which will have a lot of focus, a lot of spend in next 5 to 7 years. And it's an interesting journey what we are hearing. Again, some estimates, statistics in terms of, as we know, as we hear, banking BFSI sector continues to be one of the largest or the biggest sector. And definitely, because at the end of the day, it is dollars, it is rupees, it is currencies in place. So you're talking about money. So definitely it continues to have the highest focus in terms of any technology adoption, whether it was cloud, whether it was big data. Now, if we are talking about AI, then definitely the highest consumer market post banking is the retail. So any and every aspect of what we buy through a retail is kind of covered. So retail has a lot of focus. How much of more precise buying I can invoke is something going to help my business. Professional services, this is something which is picking up big time, because any services organizations today, if you can automate anything, is really, really amazing. And then there are certain other industries as a part of it. Going a bit deeper into each and every sector, because I thought it would be good to really talk about some examples from each industry. I may not be able to talk about all. Definitely, I don't know, sir, we plan to share this presentation deck with the team later on, or we can cover it up during the course of our journey over the next few months, I would say. But yeah, I'll focus on maybe one or two examples from each area. I don't want to really dwell into each and everything because of the paucity of time. But this is at a high level. So what I did was, on all slides, I've covered 3 or 4 different domains. So what I did was, at a high level, okay, what a BFSI means, because a lot of people may not know what all different areas come under a BFSI. So you have a retail banking, you have insurances, you have stock exchanges, you have payments, wholesale banking. There are a lot of those different terms. Risk and compliances is one of the biggest segment within the BFSI, because there are a lot of reporting which every other financial organization has to do it to the compliance auditors, to the governments, etc. So there's a lot of that stuff which comes under mortgage, leasings, etc. At a high level, the prediction is that by 2032, this particular, and I'm only talking about AI, I'm not talking about a general aspects of BFSI. Market share for AI in BFSI would be approximately around $360 to $380 billion, which is significant, which is huge. Again, some growth rate, and then some solutions at a high level. What industry is talking about, where maximum products and solutions would come in, is chatbots. How much of a natural language processing through you can use chatbots, so that I can type in any simple language and I get answers based on that, rather than really knowing what I need to type and then I get any kind of answer. Fraud detection, anything in terms of fraud, is the biggest focus area for any bank and financial organization. I'll focus on fraud detection today, while there are a list of AI use cases which I have put up. But fraud detection, how typically a tool or a product, and we were involved in one of the use case for one of the large banks, wherein what we did was, we because there were millions and millions of transactions every hour which happens on a banking system. So it is very hard because you cannot really put thousands of people and manually see each and every transaction. It used to happen in the old days. We used to go to a bank, we used to submit a check, and then it used to take multiple days for that particular check to get credited within your account or debited based on whatever the transaction is. Today, you cannot wait. I do a transaction, within a fraction of a second, that money is in another person's account. So when so many transactions are happening at such a high pace, there is a likelihood that you may have a system which can also do frauds. So a particular person hacking something, doing transactions, because if the data by any means is out and he's able to do it, there can be billions and millions and billions of dollars of fraud which can happen. So what BFSI sector does, and they use a lot of, I would say, AI to analyze large volumes of data or transactions to determine, is there anything which has anomaly into it, or all these are valid transactions. A simple example. Let's say I initiated a transaction and my location is Nagpur for now. And if any transaction happens within few minutes, few hours from a location which is non-Nagpur, definitely it is an anomaly. And what AI does is, it identifies that and immediately alerts, was this something you did, or this is something done by someone else? And immediately it sends a notification, it alerts the bank as well as the consumer, so that any fraud, if anyone is trying to do it, can be immediately stopped and it can be reversed. So that's where there are, because we are dealing with a lot of UPI and other interfaces, it is very, very important to really have a very tighter controls on fraud detection. And that's where these AI engines, AI bots in the back end is continuously scanning all the transactions, what are happening, and alerting based on all different parameters, location, gender, phone number, etc., etc. So that's where you can see, again, a very interesting use case we came across very recently was around insurances. Insurances, I claim an insurance, and whether it is a what these days typically they do is I send my car, and typically what happened in the past was, okay, one door is really broken, another is all good, but there are scratches. What I'll do is I'll put that as a part of insurance. Today, there are images being taken. Based on those images, they scan it and say, okay, this is not really matching. You are not entitled for a claim for this particular door, but only for this door, because this door is not because of any accident or anything. So there are automated intelligent algorithms, rules which are baked in, which really helps in identifying those things. And think from a insurance company's perspective, what is the insurance amount saved by not paying to the customer who is trying to do a fraud, not a genuine transaction. Moving on quickly on a retail. Again, I could not do justice. Retail is a very big area. So even a fuel retailing, your grocery, your food, your clothing. In clothing, you have different clothing, you have premium clothing, you have normal clothing, etc., etc. So there are multiple different retailing, you have white appliances, etc. So retail continues to be, again, one of the biggest sector on AI's focus, simply because of the volume of transaction it happens. Just think of an inventory. I have, let's talk about automobile retailing, because we all can associate with a car, a bike, or something. Let's talk about a Mercedes-Benz. Think of a Mercedes dealer who is a retailer based out of India, having an inventory, let's say, for each and every model, 2-3 cars. One car cost you almost 50 lakhs. Think of the inventory. He would be having an inventory in almost multiple crores with him, which is not feasible, which is not sustainable. And that's where you have a lot of different AI use cases. You have prediction modeling that, okay, based on the patterns, what we see, what we feel the need of the inventory would be. So that's how a lot of inventory planning and optimization is done through the AI. A very interesting use case happened recently with me. I was traveling to US, and I visited a particular store. What it typically did was, because I was on the Wi-Fi network for that particular airport, it scanned, it got my data, and based on my searches or based on my transactions in the past, it started to give me offers within that particular airport for those locations. So that's where personalization is something which is happening. So I'm getting a real-time offer on that particular airport store because I'm nearby to that location. Just think about how much of data and what kind of analysis is happening behind the scene, and how AI is being used to really entice me to buy and definitely do a transaction. So you'll find a lot of different, again, use cases on pricing, promotions. Again, retail continues to be one of the hottest segment on the AI side. Media and entertainment. This is something wherein the AI is impacting in a very, very bigger way. Again, it talks about media, so television, OTT platforms, everything we all see, we all go through on a day-to-day basis. Today, there is, I should not say today, a couple of months back, there was a strike in US, which was the writers' strike. And they were on a strike because today AI is able to read through different scripts and create a story out of it. So without any writer, without any storyteller, script writer, there is a content which is getting created. So no humans required. It's a threat to the jobs, but at the same point in time, that's where, because we need a lot of content. Initially, it used to be one serial going for, let's say, 5 years. Today, we cannot see any content which is there for more than 5 days, 10 days, 20 days. We need quick results. So that's where in media industry, AI is creating a lot of buzz with content creation. So it sees the pattern, it sees what customers are liking, it creates a new content and makes it available in a very real way. I know a lot of people must be on Facebook, Insta, and all. You must have seen a fashion show which was kind of there yesterday or day before, which was with all the, it was a AI generated content, which had all the I would say renowned personalities like of Trump, Modi, and others, and they were doing a ramp walk in different dresses and all, and it was all AI content. And again, that's how you can say from an entertainment perspective, a lot of content is getting created. Again, a lot of interesting use cases across media and entertainment industry. Uh, the last of the lot from domain perspective is life sciences. This is something which is very, very crucial. As I said, the COVID example earlier, in the same way, today there are smart watches, which is kind of collecting the data, and behind there is a AI engine, ML engine, which is identifying based on my pulse rate, is there any anomaly? Is there anything in terms of my pulse rate drop, or based on the pacing of it? Is there any disease prediction? Uh, that's where this, I would say, industry is moving towards automated diagnostics, helping in coming up with accelerated drug planning and production, because you don't really have too much time. If there is a disease like corona, we took, let's say, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months to come up with a vaccination or vaccines. If it could have been done in a month, it would have been amazing. We would have saved so many lives. So think of a use case from that perspective, and I think AI can really add immense value to the entire ecosystem. So again, there are a lot of different use cases on clinical trials, on I would say drug planning, production, forecasting of sales, so that you can accordingly have, because again, everything has a expiry date, so you have to plan your I would say stock accordingly. You cannot really have stock going unsold, which is direct losses to the organizations. Uh, that's where I think I'm on the last slide. Hope I'm on time. So future of AI, because uh, I know we talked about, and again, I cannot do a justice to AI as a topic in 30 minutes, but this is where the future of AI is. People are really predicting, projecting, I would say, well, prediction is there, but they are projecting as well, that AI will influence almost $15.7 trillion in terms of potential contribution to the global economy. So $15.7 trillion, it's humongous, it's huge. So that's where the impact of AI is gonna be. And I'm definitely sure that it's gonna impact us, each one of us, in a very big way, in a positive way. And definitely there will be certain areas wherein we will have to do some tweaks in terms of our trainings. For example, today I was learning ABC. Tomorrow I'll have to embed a ABC along with the AI. So definitely there will be those additional aspects which will come into our curriculums, our ways of working, how we operate. Initially, I used to use a remote and use buttons. Today, it is all voice enabled. So that's where the industry is evolving. That's where it is predicting. So AI will be the new norm of business. Every business function, every other employee within the business is gonna either be impacted or will be using AI in some or the other way. AI trainings will become a part of curriculum in schools. While we are talking about AI today in a diploma course, but I'm pretty sure a lot of institutions have already started to talk about AI at a school level. My daughter, who is a 10-year-old, she was asking me the other day that, hey, Dad, I heard about something on AI. What is AI all about? And I was trying to explain her again. But that's where that exposure is coming in, because it's no more a talk of the town. It's a reality at this point in time. AI will cut across all verticals and domains. I just showcased certain, I have listed down some examples, and that's a reality. AI will have major impact on overall work productivity. We are seeing it today. A particular, let's say from an IT perspective, a developer who is spending, let's say, 8 hours of effort to create a particular line of code, with AI, with utilities like Copilot and all, they are able to generate it in 30 minutes, validate it that whether the generated code is correct or not, another 30 minutes. And in 1 hour, you are done with your 8 hours of job. That does not mean that we'll spend and we'll have 7 hours idle with us, but that's how the productivity is getting impacted. And it is evolving day by day. As we speak, it is really evolving in a bigger way. So productivity is something which is definitely going to be one of the most impacted, I would say, outcome of AI. And then AI regulation will be a major concern of future. While you all are getting into that journey of learning AI, but at the same point in time, I wanted to put this as a last message that while we talk about it, but definitely right now as well, even if the adoption is not at a level where we all want it to be, we see a misuse of AI. And that's where AI regulation, there are multiple different bodies within the global landscape who are talking about a permissible use of AI to which particular area in what particular construct. So they are really talking about it and defining it. So we all also need to understand that what a AI regulation would be, and then accordingly work in the industry in that fashion, in that manner. With that, I'll hand it over to Sir. Any questions, I would be more than happy to answer it.
So meanwhile, by the time people people prepare their questionnaires, let me put forward to all of you that please take a note that our next webinar on business storytelling with data visualization is scheduled on 26th of July at 6 p.m. same time. Those who are interested, you can scan the QR code and then you can connect to us. We'll send you the Zoom link so that in that webinar you can join and gain from this pre-webinar series what we have organized. The speaker would be Ms. Divya Chawla, again with 16 plus years of experience in data. Yeah, I think we are happy to have one hand up there, Mr. Paritosh Dubey. Sir, I would request you to please raise your question, please. Mr. Paritosh?
I think he'll have to mute himself. If you're not able to, sir, you can write in. I can answer it on the chat as well. You can just type in on the chat. I'll answer it.
Sir, I request you to unmute yourself. No, I think he's facing some difficulty in chat box.
I think
yes, sir, please put your question in chat box. Okay, by the time the question comes, my question to you, Ankur, here, this is a more generalistic bird's eye view. I want to understand with when I'm talking to the people about this diploma program in decision management, the major question which comes forward is that what are the placement opportunities available? Keeping this point in foresight, want to ask that how many companies in India or organizations have opted AI or you can say data at present, and what is the future potential?
Yeah, I think an interesting question, sir. I would say 99.99% organizations today are talking about data and AI. In some or the other form, the scale can be different based on their requirement, the value, what they see in terms of use of AI. But definitely, everyone right now is using AI. I'll just take an internal example in my organization. Even the smallest function, the legal team, let's say, which kind of works on the contracts, what we do with our customers, they are heavily using AI today with Microsoft Copilot and all to really get the data from the thousands and thousands of documents which they have. So with the advanced search, which typically these all tools offer, they are able to generate contracts. They are able to understand the contracts, meanings of it in a very simple way through the natural language processing. So that's where I think AI is going to be in all different functions. Every other organization is in some or the other capacity using it. The prospects, I don't even need to say it's high. It's like everywhere. Everyone will definitely have it in their organization, and everyone will need it in due course of time.
Perfect. So Mr. Paritosh has needs a clarity on that. In the first slide you showed, you mentioned that AI business will grow by 120% year on year.
Yep.
And also that 2024 AI business will grow by 33% YOY basis.
Yep. So I'll share it in a quick way. As I said, that the numbers here are more from what we see on the industry. There are two connotations to it. One is when I'm talking about a 33% year over year, it is more on the services business part of it, which is more of building of a AI utility or a solution. When we talk about 120% at this point in time, it consolidates everything, which is infrastructure, products, services, everything. So put together, you will find that that particular number is around 100 plus. When we kind of distribute it, you will find those, because of services still new. People are kind of equipping themselves with infrastructure, with products or tools, which are, let's say, a simple example which I gave, like of Microsoft Copilot, Chat GPT, or anything. So these are certain tools which they are right now procuring, taking licenses upon. Any open source, it's okay, but because of the security reasons and all, everyone is kind of still abiding to the, I would say, licensed product, so that their information, their content, their use is still in a, I would say, a protected zone. So that's where when you decipher, you will find different percentages. And that's why I gave kind of, when I started the session, that you will find different numbers. It has different meanings. It may be, and as I said, these are all projections from the industry. Again, a PwC will give a different number, a KPMG will give a different number, any other big consulting firm will give a different number. But approximately, you can say it's going to have a very, very high growth year over year in next 5 to 10 years, I would say.
Correct. To add to your statement, Ankur, let me tell you that Symbiosis has come up. Symbiosis International University has come up with its own policy on use of AI in education. And just a week back, we came up with this policy. And let me tell you that there are publications houses, that Taylor and Francis, right? Many such organizations are there. Now they have also came up with the policy. So this becomes a particular segment whereby the particular growth can happen. So similarly, as you mentioned, retail, media, and all other different domains are there. So thank you so much, sir, for your question. Now we have Manish with us. Manish, can you unmute yourself and put up the question? Yes, Manish, please go ahead. You're not audible, Manish. Although you unmuted yourself, but you're not audible.
Maybe you can type in, Manish, because we are not able to hear you.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes.
So the thing is, as we are now seeing AI is growing daily basis, जैसे सॉफ्टवेयर इंडस्ट्री में भी जैसे सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टिंग के कुछ जॉब थे सर, एज अ मीन्स एज अ टीनेजर और 25 इयर्स ओल्ड, अगर आप सोच रहे हैं कि हम लोग आईटी सेक्टर में जाए, जो इवेंचुअली ऐसे भी बोलते हैं कि बहुत से जो जॉब प्रोफाइल से वो 1-2 साल में इररिलेवेंट हो सकते हैं, राइट? तो एज अ ह्यूमन फैक्टर कि इवेंचुअली जो जॉब डेली करना है वो मैन्युअली एआई कैन बी रिप्लेस्ड, एआई रिप्लेस्ड अवर जॉब, but what kind of human factor we will add with us while searching for AI jobs or while preparing for AI jobs? Because we think that अगर 10 लोगों में से एक के पास कुछ एक्स फैक्टर रहा, जो ह्यूमन फैक्टर रहा, जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं कि मार्केटिंग, सेल्स, या फिर गुड कम्युनिकेशन, या फिर जो भी कुछ चीजें हैं, अगर क्या एक्स फैक्टर ह्यूमन में रहेगा जो हम लोगों को डिफरेंशिएट करेगा एआई में, या फिर जो रेस्ट ऑफ द कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज है जो जॉब्स में?
Yep. So I think a brilliant question, Manish. Definitely, the USP is gonna be any individual who kind of clubs a technical knowledge and experience along with the business knowledge and experience. Because today, when we are talking with our customers, they don't really come up and say, "Can you create this particular, let's say, a particular code?" They come and say, or we have to really go and say that, okay, if we do this, this is how your business is going to impact. This is the additional two things which is going to impact your business in a positive way or in a neutral way. So essentially, when you add a business acumen to your technical expertise, that's going to be one of the most important aspect. Because even in AI, I missed on one slide, which is challenges of AI. Because every other organization today is trying to see which particular AI use case needs to be implemented, because the return of investment, you're investing heavily in AI, but the return on investment needs to be validated, verified before you go and spend that money out. So the person or the associate or the employee or the developer or whomsoever on the IT side, if he starts understanding that, he would be in a better consulting area to his customer, that okay, this use case may not yield us the relevant business benefit. Maybe we can do PQR, which can help you in a better way. So that's where if you can club that, I think it would be great, and it would be an awesome thing. And that's what everyone is really talking about today in the industry.
I hope Manish, you have got the answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, if anyone has any question, you can raise your hand, or else we can summarize it up and we can close it.
Hello, Hitesh.
Yes, Hitesh, you want to ask some question?
Yes, sir. So I want to ask one question: is AI good for the good or bad for the educations? Because it changes the various aspects of education nowadays. So it's a good or bad for the education?
See, I will say that it is always good for the education, because in India, if you see, there are still millions and millions of people who are still deprived of not getting good education. So if your AI can reach to masses, it can help those people who are not able to either afford or either get their hand on education. I think it would be an immense thing. Even from people who are getting, I would say, education today, the way the industry is moving, the way technologies or the processes are changing, you need to be very fast paced. So what we learned 5 years back is not relevant to that extent. I won't say it is not completely relevant, but it is not really relevant to that extent today. So definitely we have to always wear our thinking, learning hat in our day-to-day work, job, whichever industry we are in, because change is constant. It is going to come our way. The only thing is the pace of change with AI is going to be faster. So I would say from an education standpoint, it is going to be definitely beneficial. The reach of information, the reach of content is really going to expand, and a lot more people would be better educated with the latest of the knowledge, information in real time. I think, sir, I've already answered. Coding is required. Yeah, coding is not required for the diploma programs. Yeah.
Yes, I thought he's asking for Prashant is asking for the diploma, not for the AI. So I answered it with that perspective. You answer it with the other perspective.
Yeah, I think again, there are multiple roles in any organization. When we talk about it, if you're a developer, you need to have a coding background, or you need to code. Definitely, there are AI tools available to code, but you need to understand whether that code, what a AI tool is giving, is correct or not. So your understanding, your knowledge is going to be important. But yeah, coding is something on the development side, definitely there. For this diploma, as sir mentioned, coding is not really required.
So just to take the point one step ahead, so correct me if I'm wrong, Ankur. So this particular overall segment is divided into two parts. One is a coding part, and then the second part is once you have that coded algorithm available with you, data mining, making it useful, collecting the data which is useful for your decision making, then data filtration, and then data visualization, and then decision making. So this particular program is primarily focusing on the later part, that is the part 2. So
Yep.
here we are not making people code a particular thing or understand it, more towards the analytics analyst part rather than towards a coding part.
Yep, that's true. Some segment of understanding and knowledge, because what we are doing, as in a later part, as sir said, but in the prior part, what typically happens, that base concepts in terms of how people code, what they code, just from an understanding perspective, that exposure would be given, but not really a deeper hands-on coding expertise would be required.
Yeah, it's not. It will not be a coding class.
Yep.
It will be more towards an implementation, understanding the analytics part.
Yep.
And people, those who are interested into this, you must have heard about Power BI, Tableau, SQL. So all those technologies will make you understand and how for your organization. So there will be a capstone project under this. So once you go to the capstone project, you can use the data of your own organization and try to evaluate under the guidance of the experts available.
Yep.
Right. Hope, Prashant, we have answered your query in the right way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Prashant. So I foresee that now there are no questions available, so we can end up the program. So I request all of you, if you have any queries, I have already placed the contact numbers in the chat box. Feel free to connect to us. This is a 10th month program, online plus campus program. Campus has been specially inserted every weekend so that you learn practically what you have learned in the theoretical mode in the weekends, because all of you, most of you must be working professionals. So this is a good opportunity for you all to do this diploma program and take a degree from Symbiosis International University with a specialization in HR or finance. So as Ankur mentioned during his presentation, fraud analytics. So how to do that analytics, how to do that analysis, which tools are to be used, everything will be covered in this particular program. Feel free to connect to us. Thank you so much for joining this event, and hopefully I look forward to meeting you all in the next webinar scheduled on 26th July, same time, 6 p.m. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Before you leave, I request all of you to please switch on your cameras. We would like to have a group photograph, and then we all probably could leave. So requesting Mangesh, Rajiv, Veena, Praveen, Priyanka, Prashant, Paritosh ji. Great. 1 second, please. Acha, Divya has also joined. Hello, Divya.
Hey, Divya.
1 second. Yes. Great. So let me tell you, Ankur. So this time we have made not only the people who are present here in the Zoom call. Beyond this, the particular meeting is live on Facebook as well.
Oh, okay.
So more people we have reached in this particular webinar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Happy meeting you.
Good day. Bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.